So yeah, guys, I'm going to talk about what are CUDA cores. For the past 3 years, NVIDIA have been making graphics chips that feature extra cores, beyond the normal ones used for shaders, known as Tensor Cores. These mysterious units can be found in thousands of desktop PCs, laptops, workstations, data centers, and mainly in a graphics card. But why do you even need them in a graphics card? To understand what exactly Tensor Cores do, we need to first cover what tensor cores are. Microprocessors, regardless what form they come in, all perform math operations, add, multiply, etc., kind of like shown. So it's kind of like uses like instead of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, it uses like an algorithm, kind of like this. Imagine a teacher tells you to add all the numbers from 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 all the way to 10. What we do is take them out and add them, or use a calculator. Let's just say you're in second grade and you don't have calculators, you don't have a phone, you don't have a device, so you have to do it by hand. What tensor cores do, they use an algorithm. So what they do is that instead of doing 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 all the way to 10, they use algorithm like adding the first number like 1 plus 10 and then multiply by 5, so you get 55. You can obviously do it faster and more effectively. This basically uses a smart AI algorithm to predict your next move, kind of like that. Well, not only that, but they also come for different things. They can be used in microprocessors. They produce math operations, kind of like that. Sometimes these numbers need to be grouped together because they have some meaning to each other. For example, when a chip is processing data or rendering graphics, it actually uses such integer values, such as +2 or +1515, for a scaling factor or a group of floating point numbers. Plus is 0.1, negative 0.5, plus 0.6 for the coordination of a point in 3D space. Like it's kind of like x, y, and z. It's the three what is called the points. If you get a coordinate plane like it says 3-4, you'll go to the number, except it's in a 3D version. So the simplest way is a tensor. You'll get 0 dimensions. It consists of a single value, another name for scalar quantity. As we start to increase the number of dimensions, we come across different types of math structures. Kind of like this. As a matter of fact, each tensor core provides a 4 times 4 by 4 matrix processing array which performs the operations d equals a times b plus c. Mainly, tensor cores are used as matrix multipliers. Basically, why do they need to put a specific point and predict when light comes in a specific angle? Well, tensor cores are basically use algorithms for ray tracing because, as a matter of fact, NVIDIA does really good for ray tracing, better than AMD even. That's why they have dedicated tensor cores. Consider tensor cores versus CUDA cores. CUDA cores are like your substitute teacher. They have a little bit of knowledge of math, a little bit of knowledge of science, a little bit of knowledge of English, and so on. Or you have your own teacher, known as tensor cores. They are the people who will specify a specific topic, kind of like a professor, a math professor, I don't know, at Stanford University. Because obviously he's being hired at such a prestigious college, he would know so much about math that he would probably forget about science. He wouldn't really know anything about science. So basically, tensor cores are kind of like this. They specify in one specific operation, known as, well, ray tracing. So this also explains why AMD does how NVIDIA has so many cores and doesn't do that much better. For example, let's say there are 5,000 CUDA cores and 2,000 one of these tensor cores, and AMD has 5,000 CUDA cores. And obviously, the NVIDIA one has to do better than the AMD core card because of its CUDA cores. But actually, because it has tensor cores which are dedicated for the specific topic, it wouldn't work like that. It would actually be kind of worse than AMD when it comes to normal ones, but when it comes to ray tracing, that would be the best. So they also contain Tesla V100 GPU and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically it. These kind of have works, kind of like the input and output algorithm. Thank you. Bye. Thanks for watching.